music. You should know me by now, God damn, I love music. And it's one of the few reasons why I really want to just take care of my eardrums as I get older, because without music, at least without experiencing the joys of music after knowing about the joys of music, I don't think I can live on this planet sane. The reason why I'm rambling off about music in this video today is because I recently, just a day ago, went to my first concert in what feels like a fucking eternity. And not only that, it was of a band that I have been wanting to see live ever since I was in like high school, because a lot of this band's music has just gotten me through a lot of rough times. and you know, I'm lucky enough to say that I haven't been through many rough times in my life, but of the few occasions that I did go through some serious shit, this band was definitely there to keep my head straight. And that band is Sigur Rós, an Icelandic post-rock band formed in the 90s, still going strong to this day. They're currently doing a world tour right now, and my friend just happened to catch them here in Tokyo, and so they invited me, as well as Aki and Gaunt, and the four of us went to go see Sigur Rós. All four of us, first time we've ever gone to see Sigur Rós. Your boy's been to a lot of concerts in his lifetime. I've been to many amazing, grandiose, insane concerts with some of the most crazy, insane bands to ever grace us on this planet, and I must say that this Sigur Rós concert that I just went to might honestly be one of the best concerts I've ever been to. If you would indulge me to just kind of go off about this concert and why I thought it was so great, as well as kind of talk to you guys about why Sigur Rós is a fucking amazing band and is a musical act that I think everyone on this planet can really listen to and enjoy. Sigur Rós, what kind of music do they play? Is probably what you are thinking if you've never heard of the band. To put it bluntly, they perform a genre of music that is called post-rock. Post-rock is similar to rock, but it is a lot more grandiose, a lot more cinematic, a lot more atmospheric, and most of the time, at least in the genre of post-rock, mostly instrumental. Think of every single type of cinematic, inspirational sounding, real atmospheric sounding music with your standard rock instruments, guitar, bass, drums, maybe a bit of keyboard, and you basically have the real bare bones structure of post-rock. But in saying that, post-rock is so much more than that as well. It incorporates a lot of shoegaze elements. It can incorporate a lot of art rock elements. It can incorporate a lot of dream pop elements, depending on the band. For those of you who don't listen to music in that way and don't really understand the concept of genres past rock, it's music that makes you kind of have an out-of-body experience. It's music that is familiar yet otherworldly. It is music that is ethereal, inspiring. And when you have a seasoned band that has been playing that kind of music for almost 30 years at this point, and you mix that in with some traditional Icelandic vocals, as well as most of their songs being sung in the Icelandic language, which, if you've never heard of Icelandic before, please do yourself a favor and go listen to any piece of Sigur Rós music or any Icelandic band, or just like go and watch any video that is spoken in Icelandic, because personally speaking, I think it is one of the most beautiful sounding languages out there. It is just so, it sounds almost like a fantasy world. It really sounds like a cross between like Elvish and like Viking speak. Bottom line, it's a beautiful language, and I've tried to learn how to say at least some like general Icelandic words, especially because back in high school again, I was influenced by bands like Sigur Rós, as well as listening to a lot of Björk. But yeah, didn't realize just how fucking difficult that was, so I immediately put that on the back burner. But I think what makes Sigur Rós so brilliant, personally speaking, is that you don't need to know a lick of Icelandic. In fact, I guarantee 99.9% of people who listen to Sigur Rós in the world are not from Iceland, don't know a fucking word of Icelandic. And yet somehow, with this unknown language, with this language that we cannot comprehend for the most part, for that kind of music to be able to fucking stab through the soul is, I think, really telling of just how powerful and ethereal the music of Sigur Rós is. And when you put that on a stage with some crazy visuals, with some real atmospheric, cinematic lighting performances, as well as just hearing Jonsi, who's the lead singer, his fucking vocals, dude, holy crap. You only really need to listen to one Sigur Rós song to find out how incredibly unique of a vocal range Jonsi, the lead singer of Sigur Rós, has. Again, it almost sounds like an elf from Lord of the Rings singing into the misty mountains, and it's just it's so echoey, yet it's so pristine. It's really difficult to describe his vocals, but I think everyone can agree just how gorgeous Jonsi's vocals are, and it adds so much to that feeling that you get when you listen to Sigur Rós music. This is definitely not the type of band that you should be putting on your fucking Spotify playlist and blasting at your house party or anything like that. This is the kind of music that you kind of just quietly sit down with. I know a lot of people who listen to Sigur Rós to help them get to sleep. I know a lot of people who listen to Sigur Rós when they want to do some creative writing, when they want to just kind of use it as background noise to enhance whatever it is that they're doing. And I'm very much the same way as well. In fact, I actually edit a lot of these second channel videos while listening to bands like Sigur Rós, because it's music that doesn't necessarily grab your full attention, but at the same time is not distracting in any way. It's not only white noise. It's like adding white noise and putting some color into it. And again, that might sound like a what the fuck type of thing for a lot of people, being like, why would I want to listen to that kind of music? But, you know, at the end of the day, there's only so much attention-grabbing music you can listen to that will distract you from whatever it is that you're doing, but sometimes you don't want to do certain things in complete silence. I mean, I might just be a little bit ill when it comes to this, but I've gotten to the point now where whatever it is that I'm doing, whether it be some kind of mundane task or anything, I need to be listening to some music. That can be editing, that can be commuting, that could be, you know, fucking fixing up something in my room, cleaning my room, doing the laundry, just lying in bed. I need to be listening to some piece of music to enhance my experience. And I feel that, yes, at times it may be a little bit distracting and annoying because I got my fucking AirPods or my headphones on at all times. I really enjoy doing that because it enhances whatever it is that I'm doing. And Sigur Rós, I feel, is on the forefront of that. Because if I were to describe Sigur Rós' music and how I felt at this Sigur Rós concert in one word, it would be awakening. I almost don't even want to say I went to go see Sigur Rós, because I didn't go and see Sigur Rós. I experienced Sigur Rós. And I know that might sound really fucking corny to say, but it truly is like an experience. Like when people say I got an out-of-body experience, I have never felt more of that than what I experienced at the Sigur Rós concert. Because one brilliant thing that I think makes Sigur Rós such a standout artist, especially on a live setting, is the fact that they are not afraid to use silence to their advantage. And you can experience that while listening to some albums by Sigur Rós, for example. Like, there are some real quiet, subtle pieces that are kind of strewn about in the Sigur Rós discography. But when it's done in a live setting, in a room full of 8,000 people, any little bit of silence is so intense and so intimate. Just to give you an example, because I can't really do it justice, but I can describe it. A lot of the songs that they played during this live concert came from their Parentheses album, which I believe is their third album. Now, this Parentheses album is kind of interesting because it is not actually sung in Icelandic, but it is actually sung in a made-up language that lead singer Jonsi invented called Hopelandish. Basically, he just decided to take what sounds like Icelandic to people who don't understand Icelandic, but is nothing more than just a bunch of gibberish that lead singer Jonsi is just making up on the spot. And what I think is incredible is that it just goes to show you that the reason why Sigur Rós music is so enthralling and so what it is is not necessarily because of the lyrics. Sure, when you read into English translations of lyrics written by Sigur Rós, the ones that are written in Icelandic, some of the lyrics are real fucking deep and are absolutely gorgeous and poetic. But I think even Sigur Rós understands that their main audience does not actually understand what they're singing about. And so I feel like this Parentheses album was kind of an experiment on their part to be like, well, they're not gonna understand us anyway, so let's just like make up a fucking language and see how it goes. And it turns out that the Parentheses album is actually a fan favorite by a lot of Sigur Rós fans. Not necessarily my favorite album personally speaking, but it is definitely a fantastic album. And they performed this one song, I remember, I think it was like right at the middle of the concert. I believe it's the fourth track off of the Parentheses album. Here's one problem with being a Sigur Rós fan, is that most of their songs are Icelandic. So if you don't know Icelandic, it's very difficult to recall what that particular song was called. Not to mention, side note, on the Parentheses album, all the songs are named untitled, so that also doesn't help either. But bottom line, the Parentheses album is interesting because at the end of, I believe, the fourth track of the album, there is actually about a 36-second silence part. This is supposed to symbolize the amount of seconds that a standard LP, side of an LP, has when you finish that side. So to explain for those of you who don't collect records, here is a record of 17 Seconds by The Cure, but don't worry about it. All of these grooves that you see, this is where the music plays. You start on the very edge, and as the record spins, the needle gets closer and closer and closer to the center. Now, once a side finishes, there is a little bit of ungrooved wax right here that the needle will continue to travel to until it inevitably reaches the center. And so this 36 seconds of silence that Sigur Rós incorporated right at the middle part of that album is supposed to represent that 36 seconds of silence that you would get on a record player. But the fact that they included this 36 seconds of silence in their live show was something I don't think anybody in that crowd was expecting. And not only did they do this 36 seconds of silence with these kind of yellowish lights, like kind of buzzing in and out, but what was kind of incredible was that that entire room of 8,000 people were just silent the entire time. It was so intense. It was so soul-crushing, like, oh god, the anticipation is fucking killing me. And weirdly enough, this was like one of the biggest highlights for me at this concert. The fact that this band had performed these beautiful songs for about an hour or so, and then just suddenly stop playing and stand there perfectly still, no sound whatsoever, for a whole 36 seconds, which doesn't sound long conceptually, but try and just sit there right now. Pause this video and try and sit there doing absolutely nothing for 36 seconds. It is a lot longer than you think, especially when it's in a concert setting. And I think that's what makes Sigur Rós so brilliant, is that they almost utilize silence to their advantage to add a lot more of this pressure and this kind of release in their music when they do finally break out of that silence. And it's something that is so strange yet so familiar to the listeners. But of course, the music itself was freaking brilliant. They literally played all of my favorite songs. If I were to list them out, Eki Muk is one of my favorite songs off the Valtari album. They played that, and I actually cried while listening to that one. Yes, I will admit, I cried at a Sigur Rós concert. Hot take, I know. They played Glossoli, which is my favorite song off the Tark album. Absolutely fucking intense, crushing second half. Beautifully performed live. And they also played Hey Sultan, which is the last track off the Tark album, which is this beautiful, just kind of ballad-like, real atmospheric type of slow track. I was really, really happy that they managed to play all three of my favorite songs. But weirdly, they didn't play Hoppy Polar, which is, I think, their most commercially successful and well-known song. So that was an interesting choice. But yeah, bottom line, I'm really fucking happy that I've managed to finally take off a band off my never-ending list of bands I want to go see live before I die. And I can say with absolute certainty, it was so worth it. And again, it might honestly be one of the best concerts I've been to. And I've been to some pretty fucking insane concerts. I've gone to see Black Sabbath, I've gone to see AC/DC, I've gone to see New Order, I've gone to see Nine Inch Nails. All of them were great, don't get me wrong. But this Sigur Rós concert was just something so different to all of the concerts that I've ever been to in my life. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because I've been thinking about it for the past couple of days, and I've been listening to nothing but Sigur Rós for the last couple of days. And yeah, I fucking love this band. And I really want just more people to give music like this a chance. It's not everyone's cup of tea. I 100% understand that. I definitely do think that the sound of this band is something that everyone can appreciate. So yeah, fucking big shout out to Sigur Rós. Amazing band. Thank you for an amazing concert. And you even fucking replied back to my Instagram post about it, so weird flex there, but I love you, thank you. And yeah, just go listen to some Sigur Rós. Just listen to some Sigur Rós, dude. I listed off a couple of songs in this video you can go check out to give you a good taste of what the band is like. Just go listen to them. They're fucking great. Let me know down in the comments below what you think. And hey, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to smack my face right here to subscribe to the channel. Let's keep making that big channel number go bigger. Over here next to my head is a couple more videos you can check out as well if you enjoyed this one. And my Twitter, Instagram, all that kind of stuff down in the description below, so follow your boy there. But yeah, I'm just waiting patiently for that new Sigur Rós album that's supposed to be coming out. First album in 10 years. Hype as fuck, yo. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!